Hey there! So today we have another review, and this is one of the top-rated producers on Untapped. So this is Superstition Meadery, and they make mead, and they're one of the top-rated, I guess, breweries slash meadery slash whatever you produce on Untapped. So you can check them out. And a pretty interesting story. I was actually at work at Sanford Brewing, and their rep actually stopped by, and he was in town because they're dropping off or launching the product in Florida. So I was like, hey man, I can't wait to check your product out. You sell it at GB's? Yeah. Stop by GB's, a couple weeks later, and here it is. So I didn't actually pick up one of their proper meads, which are probably super highly rated, but they're also quite expensive. I think I saw at least bottles over $20, $25 each. So I want something for the reviews. This is Superstition Session Meadery. So this is a session mead. It comes in at 6%. It is honey, guava, sea salt. The other one they had out there was a prickly pear one, but that one, I did the cheat code because I asked the person at the store, hey, which one do you prefer? Hey, I haven't tried them yet, and I almost never do this anymore, but I just pulled out the Untapped, good old Untapped, and that one had a 3.7, this had a 3.9. So I already know the rating, which is not ideal, but anyway, this is Bottom Time from Superstition. Session Mead. Honey, guava, sea salt. Bottom Time. Actually looks a little bit like beer. Almost looks like Pilsner Helles. Has a little bit of head to it, but not too much. A little bit of carbonation rising up in that guy, huh? Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I'm not a mead expert. I've had some great meads, obviously, in the craft beer community. People share some great meads, but I've had some great ones, and I can tell you they're very tasty. But again, I don't drink much of it, and I'm not an expert. But let's see what my palate does with this guy. So you clearly tell already it's mead. There's almost like a salinity, huh? Very strange. But it's a honey fermented product. It smells like mead. It smells like honey. It's hard to get past that. Because I guess people that are non-beer drinkers just smell beer. It's always just malt. So you can't get past that kind of yeasty, bready character that's prevalent in almost all beers. But there's a tart quality too. What is that? Guava. Yeah, guava. That's what I'm saying. So it's so strange that you're not supposed to be able to smell saltiness, but there's a saline C kind of thing. So it almost smells like guava goza, but that's in beer. So it's honestly, honey, guava, sea salt, that's a great tasting note from the nose because that's literally all I smell, which is great for a product, is what you're advertising. That's quite nice. Session mead, 6%, yeah. So a lot of meads in general are regular strength. So they're going to be higher, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, like wines. And they're going to be quite sweet and rely on a lot of tannic character, depending on the ingredients of what they add to dry it out. This sort of has a nice balance. It has the complexity that I expect from a big mead, but it's not as rich and densely honeyed comb or honeyed sweetness up front. And the guava does a really nice, that tartness really does a nice job cleaning this product up. Because again, fermented honey probably is very, very sweet and you need something to help balance it out. And I feel the salt is just there to help round the flavors out. And I'm honestly surprised. I feel like you could use salt more in honey or mead because it's just that something sprinkling to help balance it out. But honestly, I assume they do a good amount of treatment to the water to exact the flavor characteristics of mead. At least that's my expectation, because if you're going to be just only fermenting honey, you'd probably want the water to taste a certain amount, taste a certain way to adjust for the sweetness of the mead. Who knows? Or whatever else you're adding. It's quite nice. Very tasty. Again, mead to me is just not really much of a sessioning kind of thing. It's really nice, kind of a sipping kind of thing. But at 6%, it won't kill you, which is quite nice. It's a nice sipping, lightly tart tropical guava flavor without punching over the head. Nice rounded kind of salinity on the back end. But it's just really nice, kind of pure, full-on honey flavor. Really nice tasting mead. Doesn't taste fake. Doesn't taste overly saccharine. It's just really tasty stuff. Yeah, I could definitely recommend this. If you're just trying to try out mead, try out session mead, don't want to go all the way in on 12%, This is where it's at, 6%. This is very tasty. Let's go with solid 92. 92. Bottom Time Superstition Session Meadery. This is fantastic. This is quite nice. Again, I think guava is a treater fruit, but they didn't overuse it. The salt is really nice. It's just really well balanced. I mean, the word is pointless without saying why. And again, the honey sits at a good place without overly too sweet. The guava doesn't overly dominate. The salt is sitting at a good place. The ABV works quite well for its drinkability. There's just a little bit, that's the other thing I'm missing. Just a hair of carbonation to help move this thing along. Balanced, right? So I hope that makes sense. Until next time, guys, cheers. Let me know what you think. 92. And as you drink more, the fermented kind of like honeyed and guava flavor makes this kind of like, I don't want to call it, like almost rotten kind of flavor because it's sweet and the tropical, but not in a bad way. You know, not all rotten, overly ripe is bad. So it's fun. 92, and for me, until next time, guys, cheers later.